It's My name is Dhanashekar, and thanks for joining, particularly in this Christmas weekend, and the New Year is coming soon. And I can assure you definitely that this live session, will be have an impact in your life in some other way, and you can also give the insight and the information. You can pass the information to your parents and your relatives or your friends. The information which I researched, and I'll be taking you to the. I'll set some of the ground rules. To be specific, this session will be like almost 20 minutes. So the last 5 minutes will be about your feedbacks and what are the key takeaways you have done from this video. Um, so I'll start the sharing my screen. Just a minute. So is it visible to everyone?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the presentation is about Together We Think, Forever We Live. I personally believe that whenever we think togetherness, like be in holy places or being in the schools or wherever you want, and when you have a single thought process, definitely it will have a great impact in your life. And I personally believe that it will take it forward in your life also. So that's the reason I kept in the initial Together We Think, Forever We Live. So the biggest problem in today's world, what do you think? That the biggest problem in today's world? Do you think it is like unemployment, or do you think it is like energy crisis, or do you think it is like mm, um, the economical crisis, financial crisis, you might call it? So, what is the biggest problem in today's world? Or it is like some sort of disease, um, like cardiovascular disease or diabetics or whatever you call. So, what do you think it is like the biggest problem of the world? Can you guess any few?
Man, you put
You can name any few which you think it will be like. See, this session will be like more into interactive, where you can able to give your own inputs. Um, so I'm very glad that there is a doctor also being a part of this presentation, which adds more value to the presentation, to be specific. So you can give your own inputs.
right now our biggest problem is pandemic. Due to that unemployment, everything has been happening, right?
Hmm.
My answer would be like
So
any kind of
okay, the unemployment. And so what I personally believe is like it is our unawareness and ignorance and negligence towards our health. What kind of food we are consuming, and do you think that the health is the very important factor in your physical? It might be, or it might be in your mental health also. The food plays definitely a key role in taking some of the key important decision in your life also. Do you think that it is possible?
Yeah, it is absolutely possible. It is the biggest role which plays in our entire life.
Okay, fine. So, so if you might think that it is like a junk food, you can see that pizza, burgers, or all the fried food items. Do you think that this is um, it absolutely it is like it's not good for the health? And for me as an adult at this age, like I avoid taking these fried items and all this junk food. Mostly might be the weekend or a monthly twice. So we have this awareness about the junk food. It's not good for the health. And here I want to add a point, the real example which happened in Chennai. So one of the working professional in Chennai, he got a blood cancer, and when he went to the hospital and he had a fight with the doctor. So how could I get a breast cancer when I'm not smoking, when I'm not consuming any junk food outside? So even the doctor were curious. They want to understand what is the reason behind this blood cancer. So when they were searching about the is pattern food pattern, they understood that like he don't have the habit of smoking or drinking or any junk food items, but he used to do every night one thing. He goes to the one street vendor, food street vendor, and he buys the mushroom fried thing and the uh, what we called as a pani puri. So they from that they got the insight. Okay, uh, the fried the mushroom which he consumes every night, that might be the reason for the cancer. So without knowingly, somehow how we are getting uh, unknowingly what we think as a good food or what we think it is not a uh, what we think it is not a junk food. There are so many possibilities that is not good for the health.
Okay.
So when I come across some of the common food which like we can't avoid in our daily life. So what I found is, just a minute.
Sure.
Okay. So what I found is the five white poisons, which you can see in the screen. One is this uh, rice, refined sugar, refined salt, refined milk, and the refined wheat, which we call as a maida. Um, there is a wonderful proverb called "All that glitters are not gold." The same applies for this pure white food substance. I want to take you to the website where it will be more authoritative than me explaining it.
Okay.
So can you see in this screen? So this is a website of Practo.com. So I
Okay.
personally believe that this will be more authoritative and trustable resource with key facts also. So I like to point out, which I mentioned in this one, the cow milk, which is like a pastured cow milk. So what do you understand by this pastured cow milk means? See, this is the process of heating the cow milk to particular temperature and suddenly cooling this cow milk. So in this process, what happens is you lose so many nutritive value in the milk. Actually, it removes the enzymes, vitamins, vitamin A, B12, and C from the milk, and it also destroys some of the beneficial bacteria found in the raw milk. These beneficial bacteria are really good for body, and right, for making ghee, all those things. These bacterial beneficial bacterial is necessary, and uh, and it also destroys the phosphate, which is essential for the calcium observations. And you can see this. These are the effects. These are the important thing for even there are some few opinions that the milk consumption after the age of 18 won't be that much effective. And if you see this pastured cow milk, what our children are consuming is like sorry for the disturbance. So the pastured cow milk, which is not so effective, you can consider it as, and the refined wheat. So the wheat is as a whole, it is good, but when you refine it to make it as a maida, you can see that the outer layer is getting removed, and the germ which found on the top layer is getting removed, and it is left only with the endosperm. And what this endosperm is, it is a starch which huge quantity, it increases the blood glucose level in a greater extent. So, so this is about the wheat. Refined sugar. If you consider about the sugar, um, so if you consider about the sugar, it is like you can see this. Um, so when you refine the sugar to get a very good color, pure white color, you can see this some of the nutrition values. It also reduces the nutrition values, and it leads to the disease called cancer, type 2 diabetics, and overweight, and obesity, and the liver diseases also. So this type 2 diabetics, which has become common to all the adults, like even in the younger stage also, this type 2 diabetic comes, and most of them don't know whether they have the diabetic itself. And when we see this type of sugar content, when we intake, it breaks into two. Usually, it breaks into glucose and fructose in a fructose level, and um, the large amount of fructose which is added into, it turns into a fat in the liver. So that is, it also restrict the insulin level. So that is the main reason causing for the type 2 diabetics, specifically consuming like this refined sugar, which is like very pure color of sugar. And in global level, we have this certain standard, like men should have this 9 teaspoon of sugar per day, and women should have 6 teaspoon of sugar. But when we go outside, or when we go with the relatives home, so usually we Indians, we don't follow this. We add the sugar before asking them itself. So so that is a common. These are some common elements in our food which we can't able to avoid it. And the refined salt. So when you refine the salt, also what happens? Salt has the iodine in the upper layer. Usually, what happens when you refine, the iodine gets removed, and what happens in the process? You'll get the fluoride gets added. You can see the fluoride here. So which is very bad for the health. And you can see that there is a consumption level, like how much we need to consume the salt also. When you consume too much of salt, what happens? It absorbs the water. So that is the first point. It absorbs the water level and increases the body blood pressure. So there is some few standards, like 1500 mg of sodium per day we need to consume it, and which comes equivalent to 0.75 teaspoon of salt. But when we go outside for the hotel or restaurants, we don't know whether it will be like a 0.75 per day. It should be like a 0.75, but it's like physically we can't able to control this. And the wheat flour, which I called as like a maida, the pure maida, you can see that when you remove this wheat refined in certain process, what happens? It removes some of uh, some of these the top layer, the wheat germs, and the bran. The bran is the top layer, which is very crucial for the digestion process. When this gets removed, what happens? This the refined wheat, that is called maida, when we consume, you don't have any nutrition, and it can't able to digestion also. um, and the body gets depleted of the vitamins and minerals. So this is what I felt is like five basic elements, food elements, which we can't able to control in our daily life. So so in this salt, sugar, and milk, the milk is rich in calcium. Um, what are the other options? You might think, what will be the different options for it? And particularly the wheat and rice, which is the major consumption in India. Like the wheat and rice, if you see in South India, it is like a rice major consumption. In North India, it is a wheat. And what is the reason why this only these particular cereal grinds it becomes so famous, and we which we can't be able to avoid it in our daily food? what is the reason behind it? I'll come to the reason. Just I'll go to my presentation, previous presentation. So the policy error of 1966, which haunts us even today, you might be noticing these two people, renowned people. One is the M.S. Swaminathan, who is the father of uh, Green Revolution in India. The other person is Norman. Norman, the American scientist, who helped us during 1966 when there was a drought in a bigger level and there is a scarcity of food also. So the Americans sent this Norman scientist to help us, help our Indian scientist how to get up with this high yield variety of seeds. Um, so basically, during that time, the wheat and rice cultivation became a boom. um, so Indian government also focused so much towards the farmers for the in terms of subsidies also. They helped the government boosted the farmers to grow the wheat and rice. And why I call it as a policy error is because um, during at that time they focused only on these two major cereals. One is called wheat and rice. The other cereals, which was the ancient cereals of Indian tradition, it was neglected. What happened because of this? Most of the regions they started to cultivate the rice and wheat. You can see the major part in Haryana, Punjab, and the eastern parts of UP, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. These are some of the important paddy cultivations, and the wheat cultivation is in the northern region. Um, so what happened because in this process the productivity increased? Yeah, it definitely helped from the food scarcity. And meanwhile, what happened? So much of buffer stock has been kept. The Food Standard Authority of uh, Food Corporation of India started to procure from the farmers directly these two major crops using this MSP as a minimum guaranteed price. So many farmers started to cultivate and so much of buffer stock. When we see this buffer stock is so much that we can't able to uh, even export to the foreign. We are exporting at very minute, in very large quantity to the foreign countries also, but the holding of the buffer stock is so huge that the Food Corporation of India is in the trap of this debt. Actually, like it is like almost 1.5 lakh crores of amount has been debt for Indian Corporation of India. So why I'm telling is why India is focusing on only on these two, and because of this negligence, some of the very important cereal crop has been neglected. So this is my formula, which I found is will be very a game changer altogether. The multi-grain formula. So what we are focused is only on the wheat and rice grains, and I want to give a emphasis is to this multi-grain, um, which are very traditional grains, which are popularly called as millets. So when we see this millets, it is a small uh, cereal grain found in the tropical region of Asia and Africa, and majorly in China also. So this type of crops can be cultivated in any land. They need very less rainfall also, and uh, the economical beneficial for the farmers will be huge. During ancient time, we have in Sanskrit also, it has been mentioned that during it is called as a Ayurvedic crop also. So what I felt is I want to bring some of the health beneficial of this millets. So I took only the six type of millets will be most of the health benefits, and you can find in Indian supermarkets and in many stores also, easily available resource. So um, I want to share a worksheet which I researched about it. So you can see this. I prepared by myself, searching on different resources, uh, which will be very useful for you also. It has been mentioned in 3 languages, uh, in Hindi, Telugu, and Tamil. So this pearl millet, what we usually call it as a bajra, in Telugu sajlu, and in Tamil it is called kambu. And you can see this is I actually segmented it in the nutritional features separately, health benefits separately. So in the nutritional feature, you can see this. It has a very high content of iron, which is 8 times higher than the rice, the calcium and magnesium. So I have made a bold about the health benefits, some key important health benefits. So it eases the constipation issues, and it is very good for the health, for important for the digestion process, the bowel movement of our stomach. And when you mix this millet with the wheat, the atta, it is very good for the weight loss also. The second one is finger millet. Uh, you can see this is, it has a different name. It is called ragi. So in South India, it is very famous. In especially in Karnataka, it is called ragi mudda. Um, and it is known in different names, to be specific. And it is very rich in calcium, to be very rich in calcium, iron, protein, and fiber. It is a really a gluten-free food, and a power storehouse of protein and amino acids. Uh, in some of the health benefits, if you see, so it is good for the people who suffer from the liver disease, high blood pressure, heart weakness, and asthma. And it secretes particular type of amino acids called as tryptophan. So it reduces the appetite. So those who want to reduce the weight, you don't need to consume separately with the different uh, guano, or some of the important uh, reducing protein shakes or like that. You can go with this type of ragi, where it is a naturally, it reduces the appetite, and the millet raises the hemoglobin level also. Your blood level will be increased. It will fight against the malnutrition in the under degenerative disease. And if you eat regularly, it is good for your it is like a aging anti-aging agent. You will be looking young, so young. And the third one is called foxtail millet. So this foxtail millet is it has a very it has a smart carbohydrate. So it has a specifically a carbohydrate, which is very good for the kind which does not increase the blood sugar level immediately. So this is very important key takeaway. And it also has a rich in dietary fiber, minerals like iron and copper. And some of the health benefits, you can see it reduces the level of bad cholesterol and immune system strong. For immune, if you want to increase your immunity, you are definitely, you can go with this foxtail millet, and it increases the metabolism of the body also. And this kudo millet, which is called as different names, it is rich in fiber content and protein. So the naturally the fiber content, if it is rich in fiber content, means it is useful for the weight loss, and it is easy to digest, and it has a rich in phytochemical and antioxidants. And it is very important that the kudo millet, it can reduce the knee pain and joint pain. Usually many adults and the old age people face this knee pain and joint pain. This is a natural food which can be able to reduce the knee and joint pain. And for the women, particularly for regularizing the menstruation of the women, it is useful. The other millet is the little millet. You can see it is in a different names, which is rich in vitamin B vitamin, and the minerals, you can see the calcium, iron, zinc, potassium, and among others. And it is essential for the fat. It reduces the fat, and for the weight loss specifically. And it can be used in different food styles, like example pongal and north kheer. The other millet is called barnyard millet. So, uh, so if you see here, the fiber content is very high, which is like 6 times higher than the wheat, which reduces the weight loss, and a rich source of minerals, calcium and phosphorus, which is essential for the bone building. And it can be used in different food types. For example, dosa, idli, and like this. And I think so. You are not bored with this. Uh, Bear with me. Only two millets are there. This is called jowar or cholam, or in jonna. In Telugu, it is called jonna. So it has a very high proportion of calcium and neat iron and protein and fiber punch in it. So the researchers have found that it helps in reducing the cholesterol in your body. And this pros millet, it is like rich in protein and low ceramic index carb, which is a specific thing. And it is rich in protein and niacin, vitamin B3. In vitamin B3, you will find it here. And why it is what is the beneficials of the health? If you see, consider it is a repetitive food, and it is like helpful for the pregnancy or during illness also. So these are some of the 6 type of millets, um, which I found it's very what to tell economical in the price, and you will find it in so many retail shops also. So what I proposed is like that
Chalo,
this is a
carry on.
multi-grain formula, and
You
you can
carry
see the
on.
health
Meanwhile, I'll
beneficials.
work.
It's very high, and if you consider it in iron content, calcium,
So okay,
magnesium,
fine. And
every phosphorus,
like within a day or
very high
2 days, I'll be
of,
couple of days, I'll be
high
sharing
content of
a
fiber also.
a tribe of
And the rice,
community
it
link
has very high
where you can
nutritional
able to
value.
join. I hope
And why
everyone
we are
will
not taking
join in this.
in our
And,
daily
if you bring more
food,
friends or relatives,
food items,
friends,
why we are not
the family
considering it
members
also.
also, it will be
So
it will be helpful for them
it is
also.
like the change in the mindset.
Yeah.
See, there are
Thanks a
different
lot.
options, but
Okay,
you
then.
need to
Thank
pick the
you.
right thing.
Thanks,
So
Momita.
I'm not telling you to eat only the millet
So
or
Okay.
this particular grain alone. So there should be a mixture in your. That is why I came up with the proportion called multi-grain formula. You can take the wheat also to your particular proportion in your daily life, and you can consider this other millets also. If you take in a week 2 or 4 times, you can consider millets. You can add the millets in different style of your food. Instead of using the rice, you can take the millet product also. So it's all about your mindset. um, if I spread the awareness also, it's your decision whether to take it or not. So if you go generally to the supermarket, in the front row you'll find this nutritional grains. 1 kg it will be charging around 1,000 rupees. In a back end of the row you'll find this millets. It will be kept in a loose stock, and you won't take the millets, the traditional millets, because you consider it as a poor man food, and because you are not aware about the nutritional value it contains. You generally go with this very high priced nutritional grains packed in a packet or in a box. You'll consider that, but you won't consider the millet. It's because of the unawareness. So this is the change we need to bring it in ourselves. And whenever you go to the supermarket, first you need to consider about this. And it's very thankful at this moment to you everyone, because we came to the end of the session. And if you see that, and if you see this, the consumption of the food, it totally depends upon our decision, particularly. So what we want to take, it's our call. And the food intake, even if you know, um, even some of the well-aware educated people also, they won't consider the millet products because the same which I told you earlier, it is like considered as a poor man food and not aware of the health beneficials. And nowadays you can see more and more restaurants are coming up with the special menus for this millet type of food items. So what we are considering is like we need to build a particular tribe of community where we can able to spread um, the food awareness about this millet, particularly in a particular community, a tribe, where I want you to be a part of it. So you can post your experience with the millets. You can share your own experience with the millets. What are the beneficials? What are the change you felt within after intaking the millet? So this community and tribe, you are thinking this will this is only three of us now. I am sure and I am confident that this tribe will grow to 3,000 or 3 lakhs or 3 million, and I want this to be grown in a bigger scale. And sooner or later I'll share a tribe link also where you can become a part of the tribe community. um, um, I'll if you wish, I'll start a separate WhatsApp group or a Telegram group also, whichever you are comfortable, so we can be a part of it. And every weekend or every month, twice a month, we can able to meet up like togetherness. Togetherly, we can able to think on this process and what are the changes we are going to bring up with it, and to whom you are going to communicate, and to which friends you are going to bring towards this community. Yeah. So thanks for everyone for patiently listening to me, and thank you all. And do you like to give any feedback about this presentation and about your key takeaways? Hari?
Shekhar, it was very nice presentation given by you. By listening to this presentation, I got to know like what are the food habits I need to change and implement in my life to have a good and healthier life. I'll take it as a challenge and try to build my healthier, good eating habits. Thanks, Dhanashekhara, for giving me an opportunity to learn more from this presentation. It was a nice presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Hari. It will definitely motivate others also. Like as I mentioned, I'll be posting this in a YouTube channel. So seeing you, even thousands and even the millions will get to know about you.
Sure. Thanks.
So okay, fine. And like within a day or 2 days, couple of days, I'll be sharing a tribe or community link that you can able to join. I hope everyone will join in this. And um, if you bring more friends or relatives, friends, the family members also, it will be helpful for them also. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Dana. Thank you.
Thanks, Momita.